Good evening, guys. This is Hufflepuff Kaylee, reporting from Hogwarts, Hufflepuff. As you can see, I look a lot like, the Hufflepuff colours, because I am a Hufflepuff. I reckon I would be a Hufflepuff anyway, because I am a Cancer. Anyway, guys, this is a video for Supernatural Sunday, and welcome my Sunday, my super Sunday naturalers. I don't know. Comment below what you want to name Supernatural Sunday, guys. What you guys want to be referred to as. Anyway, I am reducing this smile to a more serious low tone, because we are going to be talking about my paranormal experience or supernatural experience or ghost experience, whatever you want to refer to it as, because I do not know. Probably paranormal experience. So let's get into it, guys. I got thrown through a door. I'm a ghost now, apparently. Anyway, let's start, because this is like very, very serious. It's not like, smileys and stuff like that. Okay, guys, so this is a really serious story about my paranormal experience, and this happened going back 6 years ago, before my mother passed away. I was with my cousin all the time, and I'm not gonna name her because I don't really want to. I don't really want to, because I don't know if she wants her name shown, because I don't think she's ready to share this experience yet. She doesn't want everyone to think that we're like insane, so I'm gonna refer to her as my cousin. Well, anyway, me and my cousin were always together at this point. I was a Christian back then, which, is very crazy. Well, it's not really crazy, but I was a Christian. Anyway, and that's just what we'll say. I'm not afraid to talk about this anymore, because I've accepted that it did happen, and I'm not afraid of it anymore, and I don't think it can happen again. Well, it all started when I was with my cousin, and we were in my auntie's house, who is my cousin's nan, because she is my nan's sister. Well, we don't need to talk about that, but anyway. We were watching a film. My auntie had gone out, and I was with my cousin, and we watched, for some reason, I don't know what it was, but we just decided to watch a horror film. And I can remember the horror film, and it was to do with like this doll that was haunting this child, and the mother had to try and get rid of it. I cannot remember for the life of me what name it was, but it was on Netflix. Anyway, so we were about an hour into the film. It had just, I think it was coming to an end, and we started hearing things, and I heard a knock on the door, which I initially thought was my auntie, and I told my cousin, I'm trying not to be scarce here, I told my cousin to go and answer the door for a nan. Well, I don't even know why, I initially thought to go answer the door, because my auntie had keys, so she could have come in, and we didn't think this through. So she walked out of the door, and I followed behind her, and the next minute I hear her go like there was horror on her face. I don't know why I just did it like that, my crap acting, but there was literally like horror on her face, and she just went white as a ghost. And I said to her, what's wrong? And she was like, there's like a woman out there with like long black hair, and she's like wearing a white dress, and she's staring through the keyhole. And I said to her, start lying to me, because we literally just watched a horror film, so I didn't know if she was just joking with me. So I walk to the keyhole, and I see the woman, but she's facing backwards, and she had long black hair. If you want to think of it like The Grudge, it's like The Grudge. I don't know, it's some weird creepy shit going on there. So we got scared because we started hearing footsteps, and I really wanted to go home at this point. And I ran to the phone to call my nan, and I was like, look, I want to go home, I want to go home. And my nan was like, well, your auntie's going to be back now, so, you know. And she didn't believe me. She just thought I was stupid and playing a joke, because it was like the middle of the night, and I woke her up, and I woke everybody up, really. And then a couple of minutes later, after I was panicking, my auntie came home, and my cousin jumped in her arms and hugged her. Now, at this point, we did explain it to her, and my auntie made up a joke and was like, it's the woman downstairs, she's loopy, she lost her mind, she does that sometimes. But then we come to we come to realise that there was no one downstairs at all, nobody lived downstairs, and my auntie was joking with us because she didn't believe us, and that really, really, really did upset us. We thought, you know, they were making fun of us. Well, every time me and my cousin met up, it started getting worse and worse since this experience, and we started having loads of paranormal activity happening to us, but just us, like nobody. It just wouldn't do it around anybody, it just wouldn't, and it terrified us so much. And each time my cousin was complaining about burning pain, scratching pain, and every time I looked, she would have like a bite mark or a scratch mark or bruises on, you know, part of her body that she can't even, like, you know, bite, like the bottom of her leg, which I will insert the video here now. So you can watch that, guys.
It hurting. Oh, okay. Whereabouts? On the other side of my leg. Turn it round. Oh my god! Morgan, don't panic. They weren't there just then. They was, remember? Those two that no, they didn't. Oh. I'm trying to believe this. Your hand weren't there then, was it? Where was your hand? Here. Your other one? Over here. It was on my leg. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? No, they didn't. Oh. I'm trying to believe this. Your hand weren't there then, was it?
Okay, so that was the video, and it really was like terrifying. It was a very terrifying experience for us to go through, and this was before the thing that actually, you know, happened. And bear in mind, I was a Christian back then as well. So the three prominent things that we remember is, number one, my cousin came to stay in mine again, and we were making a cup of tea, and a spoon flung off the side and hit her in the leg, and she thought that I'd threw it at her, and of course I didn't. We panicked and ran upstairs. And then the next time, I had a niece at this time, which I still do have a niece, of course, but she's like 6 years old now. She was 1 at the time, and she had a VTech pink teddy bear. And this VTech pink teddy bear started going off on its own, and it was like absolutely scary, but we were like, oh, it's normal, you know, until I checked the batteries, and there was no batteries in it. This again freaked us out, and I tried to tell my twin about it, but she didn't believe me, and this caused us to try and video the activity to show her proof. But every time we tried to film it, it was like it knew we were filming it, and it wouldn't. It wanted our family to make us look like we were insane. And of course we probably were to many people out there, and this was scary. Well, cut to the next bit. We were in my auntie's baking her a cake because it was her birthday, and she had gone out to a pub with her friends, and we were cooking it. We ended up burning it, so we had to make a new one. And then that was when all the strangeness happened, and this is when I come to realise that whatever it was trying to turn me and my cousin against each other, because we believed that it was each other that was making this happen, like that we were, you know, throwing spoons at each other and all that, which of course we wasn't. And this particular night I remember because it was like scary, and not that everything else wasn't, but this just stuck with me as well. Even though the next bit is terrifying, absolutely terrifying, out of the roof terrifying. Well, anyway, this day we baked that cake, and my cousin, we smashed a plate, and you know, not very much happened there because that wasn't paranormal, that was actually us. So my cousin was washing the dishes while I was, you know, sweeping the plate and all that up. The next minute, a knife goes flying and literally nearly hits me. And at that moment, I don't know what it was, but something came over me. I was absolutely infuriated, and I turned around to my cousin and I said to her, "What did you throw that at me for?" I said, "You could have killed me or seriously hurt me." That. And she was adamant that it wasn't her. And this is why I feel bad, because I really, really did flip at her because I didn't believe her. And then I realised at that moment, I realised that the knife was bone dry and her hands were soaking wet. So I realised it couldn't have been her at all. And it made me feel bad for flipping at her. Well, come to this bit, we had a vampire series went off. We had a vampire series and we were going to Allerton Towers in Liverpool to film it. And, you know, it was a good day and we enjoyed it, but we did get like a creepy vibe. And all of a sudden, we didn't know this till we got home and we looked at the footage that we had shot. There was like this shadow creature or something like that, and it ran right past us, past the camera, to the point that it couldn't have been human, it was that fast. There was no one around us, so I don't understand how that's just happened. And my cousin was sat on the floor and I was filming, and we were talking about Twilight for some reason, and you know, you can hear her talking to me, and it was the middle of summer, it was boiling hot, we had nothing with us, and this cloaked figure just runs right past, and I will play that now.
Okay, you're not in here.
They're in me thingy pocket thoughts.
Who are they not? What are you doing?
Like, do you know like the beginning of movies where they have like a scenery part?
And then you're talking in it like this is my story or something like that.
No, sort of putting. So on Twilight where it starts on the last one, on Breaking Dawn. That. I could go back to your mum. Haley, they're not in here.
Kale, they're not in here.
They're in me thingy pocket thoughts. What are you doing? Like, do you know at the beginning of movies where they have like a scenery part?
And you told her like this is my story or something like that.
No, sort of, so on Twilight,
Okay, so that was the footage, which still to this day absolutely chills me to the bone. We showed my uncle the footage and he started messing around saying, Kaylee, it's saying your name. And I was like, no, shut up, it's not. And then it actually did through a speaker. We played it through a speaker and it said it. And it said, Kaylee, I'm coming for you. And then it said, I'm coming right now, which was like the scariest thing ever. And I joked because when I'm scared, it's so weird because when I'm scared, I laugh and I joke. And I joked to my cousin and I said, why can't it say your name? Why is it saying my name? And she was like, that's not funny, Kaylee. Why would you say that? And I was like, I just didn't know what to say. And then the next day, we had been up all night because that footage terrified us to the point we couldn't sleep. So my auntie was going out. Why she always goes out and leaves us, I don't know. You'll have to take that up with her. I can laugh about it now because, you know, I'm not afraid. My uncle was in, but my auntie said, go back to bed because you both are knackered. You've been up all night. Go to bed. So we literally had to go and lay in bed and we were sent to the room. My uncle at this moment made us a spaghetti on toast and then he just like disappears. He went dead quiet. So we were in the room on our own and we initially believed that my uncle had gone out. And what happened was we was just laying there. I was looking at the footage to see if anything else was in the footage that we could pick up. Curiosity kills the cat. But we're curious anyway. That's just the way it is. So the next minute my cousin grabs my arm and starts going, Kaylee, Kaylee. And then I turn around and look at her and think she's lying. I instantly look at my cousin and say, stop it, please just stop it. And the next minute I felt this thing pin me right back. And it was like sleep paralysis, but only we were both awake and both experiencing it at the same time, which was absolutely terrifying. And I could feel it going into my body like it wanted to possess me, and it was absolutely the most terrifying, scariest experience I had ever had. And I felt like I couldn't scream, couldn't shout. It was so hard for me to even be able to just scream. And I wanted to so much, and my cousin's arm was getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter to the point where I thought she was going to snap my arm off, and it was just so scary. And I still don't like to speak about that part because it literally is terrifying, and I'm filming this in the middle of the night, but that is what happened. And me being a Christian at the time, I thought about Jesus in my mind, and then the next minute it was like I could talk again and I just screamed out Jesus, and the next minute I felt like the thing had just gone and flew right back. And then, you know, I used a prayer and started rebuking it, and the next minute like light shined through the curtains. The next part was horrible because we was too scared to even, we were that shaken up, we were terrified to even run out the room, and we at that point panicked and started screaming for my uncle, and he wasn't coming, he didn't hear us, and I just couldn't understand how he didn't hear us because we were that loud. And then we counted to 10, and the next minute we just ran right out of the bedroom into the living room, and I started like playing like Christian music around like the living room. I know I'm smiling, guys, but it's just like it's because I'm not afraid no more, and I smile at this, I don't know why. So after all that, my uncle walks in and we're like, where were you? He was in the room next door with his earphones in, and he's partially deaf, so he didn't hear us. And we were like, how could you not hear us? I have to rush now because the camera's dying. And then we wanted to go home, and in the taxi on the way home I was feeling like I wanted to laugh, cry, be sick. Oh my god, it was like something had been in me and gone out of me. It was terrifying. So we resorted to the pastor at the end, and they gave us good advice. So after that, it hasn't returned, and that was our paranormal experience which literally traumatized us to this day, and I am glad I am able to speak about it now because I'm not afraid anymore. Guys, comment below your paranormal experience, and don't forget you can email me your story. The email will be below. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Please subscribe and click the notification bell. I will see you guys on another video. Love you loads. Bye. And shoo!